Welcome, my dear, to this peaceful haven of rest, of just being, of no demands. Arrive slowly. Let yourself land where you are, without rushing, without fixing, without bracing for the next thing. The world outside can keep spinning. Right now, your only task is to pause. Breathe in softness. Breathe out pressure. Breathe in stillness. Breathe out resistance. Breathe in permission to just be. Breathe out expectations. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let the air reach deeper into your chest. Feel the ground beneath you, steady, quiet, patient. It asks for nothing. It holds you as you are. You are safe to rest here. You don't need to convince yourself that everything will get better right away. You don't need to force optimism. This space is for honesty, for exhale, for the tired truth that whispers, "I'm so worn out." And here that truth is welcome. You're allowed to stop holding yourself together for a while. It's okay if it doesn't feel better. It's okay if it doesn't feel easier. Sometimes the truth is not a story of progress, but one of endurance. The quiet kind that no one sees. The kind that happens inside your bones. You whisper, "I'm getting weaker, not stronger. I'm more tired now than I've ever been." And that, my dear, is not delusion. That is the language of a body that has been running on survival mode for far too long. When you live at your limit for years, it doesn't matter if your mind says, "Keep going." The body eventually speaks louder. It says, "I can't keep doing this pace. I'm still carrying everything you thought you buried. Please listen." You're not imagining the exhaustion. You're not failing at life. You are experiencing the long echo of a body that has lived on high alert for too long. Your nervous system has learned the world is a battlefield, always checking for danger, even long after the war has ended. It scans every sound, every tone, every possibility of demand. It does not rest easily because rest once felt unsafe. It probably still does. So when you say, "It's not getting better," what you might really mean is, "I've been surviving for so long that my body forgot how to heal." And that is not your fault. There is a kind of fatigue that goes beyond sleep, beyond time off, beyond vitamins or motivation. It's the weariness of having held tension for too many years, of having pushed yourself through each day when your system was already screaming for quiet. If you have lived with constant adaptation, masking, managing, bracing, performing, then of course you feel depleted. Of course each year feels heavier. You have been working double, triple, just to exist in spaces that don't understand what you need. This is not weakness. This is physics. A system at capacity cannot regenerate without pause. Let that truth settle for a moment. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this tired. Your body is wise. It knows that running forever is not sustainable. And it is finally asking for something simpler. Not punishment, not productivity, but real rest. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're not broken, not behind, not fading. You're simply at a point where you cannot push anymore. You have reached the edge of what the body can give without receiving something back. What if this exhaustion is not the end of your story, but the signal that your story must change shape? I hear this voice, my dear, deep inside you. I can't rest. I can't change. I have tried for so long. I don't know how. There's too much to do. Too many tasks. I'll drown if I stop hustling. The world will crush me if I rest. I know, my dear. But what is the answer? The answer is gentle, not grand. It doesn't come as thunder or command. It comes as a whisper that meets your fear where it lives. It says, you will not drown if you stop. You will breathe. The tide that feels like it will swallow you is not the world. It's the momentum of years spent surviving. When you pause, the surface still churns, yes, but underneath, stillness waits. You have only forgotten its sound. You are allowed to stop without falling apart. Stopping is not erasure, it's returning. You are not abandoning your life when you rest. You are reclaiming it from the constant pull of urgency. Nothing terrible happens when you breathe slowly. The world doesn't collapse. Tasks wait. They will still be there tomorrow. But you are the one who needs space to exist between them. Change does not require you to know how. Change begins the moment you remember. You never had to earn the right to rest. It's okay not to know what comes next. The story is already changing, simply because you're listening to your exhaustion instead of punishing yourself for it. This weariness is not the end. It is the messenger that says, enough. Enough striving, enough proving, enough carrying everything alone. Let the answer be this: you can rest and still matter. You can pause and still move forward. You can let go and still be held. The world will not crush you when you rest. It will meet you slowly at the rhythm you choose next. And in that slowness, your life, reshaped, begins again. Imagine your nervous system as a forest after years of drought. The ground is cracked, the trees are thin, but deep below, life still moves. The roots are waiting for water. The earth remembers how to bloom. It has not forgotten, even if it takes time. Your rest, real rest, not forced or scheduled, is the rain. And rest does not always mean sleep. It means release. It means choosing not to carry everything. It means allowing your body to move slower, your mind to soften, your heart to stop defending itself for a few breaths. Let your breath fall into a natural rhythm now. No control, no ideal pace, just what comes. You may notice how shallow it feels. That's okay. Shallow breath is the mark of someone who's been holding on for too long. Each exhale now can be a small act of letting go. You do not need to be stronger. You need to be softer with yourself. You do not need to push harder. You need to trust that your body knows when to pause. You do not need to fix what the world has broken in you overnight. Healing happens in seasons, not in seconds. And sometimes, renewal doesn't look like a surge of energy. It looks like sitting quietly in the dark, letting your system learn that it's finally safe not to perform. Yes, you are weary. Yes, maybe you feel older than your years. But that is not weakness. It's the record of how deeply you've lived, how much you've felt, how much you've endured without recognition. It makes sense that your body feels heavy. It has been the armor, the engine, and the translator between you and the world that rarely spoke your language. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are simply at the edge of what unending survival can sustain. So for a few moments now, imagine that your body is being held, not by pressure, but by gentleness. Imagine the ground beneath you as a soft, living thing that cradles you instead of demanding from you. Every cell in you begins to remember. Rest is allowed. Even if it doesn't feel like recovery yet, even if the fatigue doesn't lift, you can still make a tiny shift from "I must endure" to "I am allowed to rest." Repeat quietly after me. My tiredness is not failure. My body is not betraying me. It is trying to protect me. Each breath is a message to your body that says, you no longer have to fight the world every second. Let the silence between breaths be medicine. Let it soak into the cracks where exhaustion lives. Maybe renewal, for now, doesn't mean feeling refreshed or new. Maybe it just means that something inside stops clenching. Maybe it's the first moment you no longer argue with your tiredness. You simply let it exist without shame. You can be both, weary and worthy. You can need rest and still hold value. You can slow down and still be enough. Rest is not a reward. It is your right. You do not have to justify why you are tired. You do not have to prove how hard it's been. The fact that you're still here is proof enough. And even if the future feels heavy, even if you can't yet imagine renewal, know this: healing does not always announce itself. It often begins in silence, in small moments like this one, when you stop pretending that you are okay and start allowing yourself to simply be. This is not the end. This is a pause between chapters. You're not losing strength. You're transforming it from force into gentleness, from endurance into grace, from survival into being. Let your body be exactly as it is, tired, slow, aching, alive. There is no rush to feel renewed. It doesn't work this way. Renewal begins quietly, under the surface, when you stop demanding proof. You are still here, and that is enough. When you leave the space, carry the understanding that nothing is wrong with you for feeling this way. You are not falling behind. You are recovering from years of being pushed past your limits. So gently. Move softly. Let the next breath remind you, you don't have to fight for rest. It already belongs to you. Breathe in peace Breathe out everything else. You are resting. You are renewing. You are still here, and that is strength. Be beautifully, irrevocably you, my dear.